got a long one for you this week.
That's right. Our amazing friend Love Connie is on the program today to talk about, well, lots
of stuff. We talk about old movies that no one knows about.
We talk about that chair Meemaw has in the kitchen that rolls around.
We talk about
sugaring your butthole.
We talk about what mud means to you.
We talk about playing Snoopy in a production.
And we talk
Charlie
about
Brown.
what Mr. Dussel means to you as well. And also, we could see Boop.
We could go ahead and see Boop.
Enjoy
Goodbye.
this week's episode with Love Connie. She's here.
Oh.
Mom.
Hi, it's Big Dipper.
And Meatball.
And we want you all to check out Courtney Act's new show, R&R with Courtney Act.
Where she tackles the world's biggest issues with some amazing guests.
It's a new mom show, and it's all sponsored by Factor.
Get started at factormeals.com/Courtney50off and use code Courtney50off to get 50% off, plus free shipping on your first box.
When your first choice is a big old bus,
you turn around and boom, you end up with a sloppy seconds. Oh, diva. Our number is 213-536-9180. Our email is sloppysecondspot@gmail.com. Now on with the show. Hi, you slop juice to bull.
Hi.
So you dirty little.
Hello.
Welcome to Sloppy Seconds, Big Dipper and Meatball. I'm Meatball, and that's Big Dipper.
we could see Boop.
We could see Boop. We could see Boop. And I have a problem with the people that are saying, we could go see Boop. It's not go see Boop.
Okay.
It's we could see Boop.
Have you seen Boop?
No.
I saw that one.
I have not seen Boop.
I saw that one clip of the number where she's like moving from the black and white world into the color world.
And they turn around.
And half their costumes are colored and half the costumes are black and white. It's like real live in-person Wizard of Oz magic.
It's insane. I watched how the costume designer did all that. And it was very interesting because he was making different sleeves on different costumes. It was just interesting.
Well, maybe at one point we could go see Boop.
We could see Boop.
Let's bring our guest on.
She's been annoying me from the day I started drag. She's a legend, an icon, a dancing queen. She'll give you a bikini and a slip dress and serve pussy. Please welcome the first person to ever pay me to do drag, the one and only Love Connie.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
And then she flies away on her ship.
It was a little bit Love Boat and a little bit Wicked.
It was the Love Boat.
Didn't they try to do like a remake of the Love Boat?
Oh, they've done several.
Yeah.
Are they good?
Terry Hatcher as one of the dancing mermaids is still to this day the only role. Oh, and Soap Dish. Didn't like Terry Hatcher in anything. She was good in Desperate Housewives.
She was good in Desperate Housewives.
She's good in the. She's good. She's talented. But you know, she can be. She was kind of the one that started that whole like, hi, we're cozy and let's pull our sweaters over our hands and sip. That to me is
sip hot tea.
That to me is a take. No, that's when didn't SNL. See, I've been around so long. I don't know if I saw it in the basement of a Mexican restaurant or on SNL, but three people used to get together and do, I think it was someone at the Cavern Club, but they would do Cozy Friends, and they were pretending to be like Deborah Messing, Terry Hatcher, and maybe Jennifer Aniston, and they would just, it's like those girls on reality TV. Do you watch Summer House?
No.
And they just stay in bed. They literally come from New York. We're going to party this weekend. But then these three girls, they all just wind up in bed. And I'm going, why am I watching this
But are they going
show?
out at night?
Not really. There are 3 or 4 girls that are just always in bed. The husbands and the boyfriends just, are crazy. But let's back up.
But they're
I
cozy.
booked you, but they're cozy.
But let's back up.
Let's back it up. My first paid gig was at Precinct the Rock and Roll Gay Bar, and it was a show that you were hosting. So I don't know if you paid me.
I didn't pay you. That was St. Peter DeVille, and St. Peter DeVille was always, 3 sheets to the wind. At least this one. No, my
She's
favorite.
sober now.
Oh, good for her. Oh, we're being filmed, so I'm not going to.
Connie,
I'm not going to be able to. We're not going to be able to be Louisiana Coffee Klatch, right?
No, please.
What is Louisiana coffee?
No, but there
Where
was
you talk shit.
Talk shit to
Uh,
your neighbors.
uh,
Y'all want to come over for some coffee?
And you know
What
exactly
you're
what
doing right
by the
now.
minute you sit down, it's like it was like anytime my grandma, she and my mom, they would sit down. The first thing out of their mouths is like, "Did you hear about blah blah blah?" And it would
Wait,
just go.
but before you even got into your grandma's house, I bet it was this. Did you call her grandma?
No, mama.
Mama? Mama, I'm in the kitchen. And she was probably in her chair in the kitchen. You know those.
Oh, she had a
You know,
chair in the kitchen. She
and
would wheel
yep.
around the kitchen. If she was cooking, she'd stand up and do
Oh,
stuff.
I
But
love
other
it.
than that, they
one of these
Oh, that's good.
wheelchairs.
yeah,
It was
and
probably
they built the
taller.
kitchen so that she could wheel back
Oh,
and forth and serve people and
so the
talk to everybody.
cabinets and the stove were a
Everything
little
was a little
shorter.
lower. Yeah,
Love that.
my dad built the island in there for her. That's so funny.
I had a girlfriend from from New York come up. Well, it's funny when New Yorkers come to visit you in LA and you live in a studio and they'll inadvertently go, "Who do you share this with?" And it's like I am, with drag and you're in a studio. It's like there's no room to
Oh,
share.
I
But
see.
she came into my kitchen and I had tried to get a chair next to this old kitchen table I have, but she looked at me, she goes, "Is that your chair in your kitchen?" And that just always stuck with me. It's like, I want to be that lady that grows old and I'm just like, "Y'all come on in. I'm in my kitchen in my chair."
It is cool when people like make adjustments. I feel like I just sort of take rooms as they are. I'm like, well, this is how it is. I guess I'll sit here. But when people go ahead and like they say, I'm gonna drop all the cabinets down, or we're gonna put they put in like offices, the like plastic down to make rolling your
Oh
chair
yeah.
easier.
Oh
They're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's carpeted, but we're gonna put that plastic runway
And
down.
then when you move out, the carpet is just like a half
Indented.
inch lower there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't have carpet in your studio.
I put that that wood laminate that I love those, those Instagrams where they go and come check out new rental
Oh
properties.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's one that's this rundown room, but it's got that wood laminate floor. And they're like, quit trying to up and say y'all did like remodeled rooms when you just put down that cheap ass floor, because they really are just, it's horrible. I live in a slum.
It's
They don't do
plastic.
anything. The problem in this town, it's not like it's the problem with people that think they're gonna get. We have a rental property now. We're not gonna pull up the weeds. We're not gonna say, they just leave properties in such a mess. And I feel like there's this weird, I feel like that's the people we're not talking to. It's like, if you own this building, you need to clean this
Well,
shit
yeah,
I'm
that's
having that issue because I used to have a landlord. The owner and the landlord were like friends. And so the landlord would take care of the building. If there was a problem, it got fixed within a day or
If
two.
you have
And
someone
he, yeah,
always need
oh,
an
he wasn't on
on-site.
site, but if you called him, I think
He
he
was
lived
there.
close enough that he was there. There was
Yeah.
other properties in my neighborhood that he would watch. He was there. This new person feels slummy. It took me a month to get my ceiling in my living room or in my guest room fixed, and then it rained again yesterday and it
Yeah.
started leaking
it
again.
did?
And I was
Okay.
like, "Oh, great!" And this time it's coming out of the fan. Am I going to get electrocuted if I turn the fan on?
Well, you'll be all right. Just, you know what I mean? Just get
Yeah,
something to grab onto
listen,
that's
grab
rubber
something
and
rubber.
try
Listen to
it.
Connie.
Well, because, and put the camera, start filming.
Oh,
Oh baby.
my own death.
Put the
And then
You'll be
I
fine.
die, and then the camera runs so long that it actually doesn't record it.
Right.
It just the camera dies.
Ugh.
Do you have a cat?
I have two.
I was gonna say you could be on the floor and it would have you, and then
It'll
the
start
cat would
eating
just come.
me.
No, the cat would just come over and knock the phone off. So, no one's ever gonna know this happened.
God.
It would do that too.
What have you been up to,
What do
Connie?
you mean? Do it, Connie. You
Well,
said you're going to quit
well, as
drag,
you-
and that's
as
all
you-
you talk
You're
about every time
retiring.
we're at the Eagle.
that
Are
was
you
just
sailing
my-
across the world?
Also, how come the other night at the Eagle when I walked up to you, you said, "Oh God, Meatball's gonna come latch on to me"? When in
Well, I
fact,
had
the
been
last
avoiding
time-
you for
in
10
fact,
minutes.
the last time that I saw you at the Eagle, you
Ruh-roh.
latched on to me
Not the latch.
in your backwards dress.
That, to me, was very Louisiana. Don't say to me. Don't say to me.
Oh, she
Every
repeated
time,
it.
every time
So
we
has
hang
it
out, we just
happened
get
the second
Louisiana.
time?
Well, as you can tell, I'm very comfortable on the mic, so I have been doing my own podcast over at what would we call it? This is Mom, and I'm over at Wow. I think I'm the only one over there. I think they have other podcasts.
What's your podcast
I don't know
called?
what podcasts. I don't know where they are.
They're on
They're-
the internet.
They're in the air.
Are you
Yeah.
over there recording
They're in the
stuff? And they're
tubes.
just keeping you busy?
Wait.
But that's what I love about them is I can just go
Is the
in.
podcast out for people to listen to?
I'm starting my 3rd season.
Oh,
Can you look
the,
it up?
Yes.
the way
I
that
don't know
you're
if this is
talking
real.
about it,
This is like
it
when
doesn't
Cole
sound
Escola
real.
told us that he was going to do Oh Mary
Well,
the
I
Play,
don't
and we're
feel like
is
any-
this a joke or not?
I don't feel like any podcast exists. I feel like it's like
I Feel Love Connie.
yes, that's me.
You
Yes.
have a podcast?
Yes, you whores don't see. That's how I know when people
Well, that's
don't
like
follow
our
the old
podcast
bitches.
is on video.
Oh my god.
She stepped out of her
I
wrinkled orange.
PR on social media like a
IPR.
public relations sounds pretty dirty to me.
To me.
See, I got a little.
So you're busy doing
That
your-
was a Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte reference.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Watch
Yeah,
an old
duh.
movie. Do you get TCM? Can you not stream?
I don't
Do,
know.
I don't. How
What's-
would you even get to TCM?
Turner Movie Classics.
I still have cable.
Isn't it? Oh, Turner Classic
Turner
Movies.
Classic Movies, yeah.
Do you stream? Do you have any streamers?
I have never see. That's why I don't get podcasts because I file
You have
all
one.
that
You
in.
have
with-
one.
I know, but
And you
I
have
don't
a cell
know.
phone, and they're free
I know it's
the
on
phone.
Spotify. Follow me on Spotify at Real Love Connie. I can't play or put music in order because I don't subscribe, so it shuffles. People are when you think about stuff like that. Like, hi, this is Spotify. Create your own playlist. I'm gonna shuffle it until you pay a subscription.
It's
like, why would you do that?
Mm.
Yes, the I Feel Love Connie podcast. With each season,
And you have a co-host with Blake, right?
yes, and
Oh,
Blake
love
is my
Blake.
co-host.
Amazing.
So you get Arkansas and Louisiana, so
Mhm.
it's real country. And he and I just have always had. God, I'm very. Do you see all this going on?
Don't
put that,
look at
put that out of
yourself.
frame. Y'all got that goddamn Trinitron. I feel like I'm on Dallas Cowboy
So close.
cheerleaders making the team, and this is like the final audition where it's like I made it through all the choreography. I made it through all the cuts. The costume fits, and now they got your ass blown up, and they're like, no metallics, no blue eyeshadow. I'm having fun, you guys, even though it's weird and uncomfortable. So yes,
We're
What the
having fun,
fuck were you
too.
talking
She was
about?
trying to tell us-
You're saying
she
I
was
understand that this
trying to tell us about her podcast.
but you this is why I love you is you reference stuff that just you know.
I think it's a mental condition. It's because you
Yeah,
know, in
I do
Louis,
too.
no,
Because
because
it's both generational, but also like
It's out of control.
But also, it's just completely obscure.
look at the listen. The days we are living in right now, I'm like, I'm just
We're
like,
ready to
I
die.
don't give a,
Yeah.
you know. But I was watching. Did you ever see the Jessica Lange movie Frances about Frances Farmer, the actress she was very outspoken in the 30s when people would give you a lobotomy, and that's what they did to her.
Oh wow.
And they were talking about her at the, toward the end of her life. They would be like, she would be lucid, and then she would tangent off to here, and then and I went, I think that's it. It's a lobotomy.
Mm.
So yeah,
I want a lobotomy. I don't want to feel nothing no more.
Yeah, but with the lobotomy, you wouldn't have the awareness that you were
She wants shock-
operating without those feelings. You would just
you
be
need shock
existing.
treatments. That's why you
Oop.
should keep turning that light on in your and go stand in a puddle of water. Do you know that my laundry room, another thing, they won't fix for some reason they got a new washer and
Oh,
dryer.
that's nice.
But the water, when it goes into rinse cycle, the water pours out of the pipe doesn't fit. So there's all this water comes out and then it leaks out into the, the sidewalk and then back against the dumpster. And I'm always in there like in the flip-flops with lots of rubber because I'm like, I'm sure at some point when I put that quarter in, it's gonna cause some electrical charge. And
at least you're
Yeah,
thinking
Dad.
Should
ahead.
we call the city?
smart gay people always think ahead.
How long
We
have you
go
been
into
living
places
there,
and
though?
look for the exit.
Always looking for the exit.
I have
right?
lived in the same place since I moved here in '98.
Yeah. So
That's amazing.
Okay, so
That's
speaking of
amazing.
'98, I want to ask you something that we've
I
never
wasn't
talked
born
about. Yes, you were.
yet. Okay.
Were you an actor before? Didn't you like do?
I tried.
Well, I know we all tried. I tried.
I once played Mr. Dussel in the Diary of Anne Frank.
Pull out your scorecards, folks. It gotta mention the Diary of
Of
Anne
Anne
Frank,
Frank.
the high school production.
Junior high.
It wasn't junior high.
Wait, you
The
really
whole
were in a
time?
production? See, I would have been like,
No,
I
it
don't.
was like at her school.
It was a school
Oh.
production.
In Louisiana?
No, this was in
Texas.
Katy, Texas.
Oh my God. Wait, did I know you were from Katy? That's where my brother
Yes.
raised his. You probably went to school with my nephews.
Shut up.
Well, they ultimately went to Beyonce's school in Houston.
No,
well,
I didn't go
because
to
they
that,
were.
no.
I think they did. They went to an arts magnet, or I don't know what that school was, but yeah,
That's
they
interesting.
sang a lot.
No, I didn't do that. I did go to an art school, but in Michigan.
And Renee, how did you
know.
get shipped around so much?
She used to live in
honey?
Egypt.
I
I thought she was adopted by a nice white family in
They
Louisiana,
were.
and you went to private school.
No,
but it
they
sounds
were
like they
from
shipped your
Louisiana.
ass everywhere.
They were from Louisiana, and my family grew up and lived in Louisiana. But my parents and me and my brother would move around a bunch.
Oh, so you stayed in touch with your biological parents?
No.
No?
No, her
Oh,
adopted
but your
family.
adopted parent. Okay, I
My
got
adopted
you.
parents are
roots.
from Louisiana.
So did your parents wind up with you in California, or did you make the choice to
I
come
made the
out?
choice to come out here after living in New York.
But for some reason, I've always remembered you talking
it
about.
sounds crazy
What?
when I say it, like how many places I've been. I'm like, oh yeah, a lot of people just kind of stay at one place.
No, because I was in Dallas. Well, I was south of Fort Worth at my first like theater summer stop. You can
What
hear about.
production?
You
What
can hear.
production was it?
You can hear about all these stories
On
on
your
the I Feel Love
podcast.
Connie pod. No, seriously, I tried to stick.
Why
with,
don't you give us a taste?
Well, I tried to stick with drag centric stuff,
Mhm.
because everything is so, drag. Until I've decided to retire.
Why are you
Or as
retiring?
some
I'm
would
not
say-
retiring.
Oh,
Oh.
but you
But
keep
we're-
on saying
we're-
you want to every time
Well,
we're out,
because
even
we're-
when you're drunk.
You still love to kick that leg up real high and wear a pants.
No, I can't kick the leg up real high at all. It hurts. That hurt at that parking lot thing at Bears in Space, because that was the first time I'd ever performed in that parking lot.
Yeah.
The minute because it was a 5 Electric Youth by Debbie Gibson is almost 5 minutes
We know.
long.
We've
Hard
done
to
it. You did it
go.
at Fat Slut once.
No,
Where
that
you
was
did the
no,
piano. Oh,
no, that was
that was a 7
no, that
minute
was
mix.
Madonna Into the Groove, probably. No, that was Sheena Easton. That was the 9-minute version because I came
Yeah,
off the go.
that's what it
And
was.
Meatball looked at me and goes, "That was the longest number I've
Yeah,
ever
she doesn't
seen in
allow
my
it.
life."
She doesn't allow more.
Well,
than
it's
5
like,
minutes.
again, y'all didn't tell me this was on camera. It's like, bitch, give me the goddamn print out.
I need to see the evidence during the break. I want to see
Sorry,
evidence.
Big Dipper did not tell me that it was 3 minutes. Do you think I want to be on stage 3 times longer than I have to? I love a
Yes.
2.5
I
minute
do
song.
think you want to be on stage 3 times longer.
No,
than
if you
have
give,
to.
if you hand me
If
a
you hand me a mic, yeah.
microphone,
She wants to
then
chit-chat.
then it's over.
The
I'm gonna
Yap
run my
Queen.
mouth.
All right, we got to take a little
You got
break.
any pride
Breaks?
Oh,
Y'all
we're
have
gonna take a break.
sponsors?
We'll be right back after this break. There is nothing like a good night's sleep. I feel refreshed, energetic, and ready to take the day. And that's because I'm sleeping on my Helix mattress.
That's for sure. And you know what can really make for a bad sleep? A mattress that isn't a good fit for you. So many people out there are sleeping on whatever's around, their limbs falling off to the side, doing rapture body. I'm just trying to get some rest, and I can get rest on my Helix.
That's right. But being intentional with your mattress choice makes all the difference.
And that's why we love our Helix mattresses.
Yeah, baby. My Helix mattress has been with me for close to 5 years, and I've never loved anything more. Sleeping other places makes me mad now because I'm not sleeping on my Helix mattress at home that I got to pick out with a quick little 2-minute quiz on the internet.
Helix is great because you take a quiz, and then based on your answers, you find the best mattress match for you.
And they have tons of different models to choose from. So if you're a side sleeper or a back sleeper, or if you run hot when you sleep, they've got something just for you.
And before getting my Helix, I'd never ordered a mattress online or had it shipped to my door. And I loved the whole mattress being delivered to me without having to go to a mattress store or deal with a mattress salesperson.
So if you need to upgrade that old lumpy, dumpy, comfy mattress, get a Helix.
Go to helixsleep.com/sloppy for 27% off site-wide, exclusive for listeners of Sloppy Second.
That's helixsleep.com/sloppy for 27% off site-wide.
helixsleep.com/sloppy.
And we're back. What are you doing this month for Pride Month?
Do you feel pride?
Are you proud of yourself? Is your mom proud of you?
Oh, is this a commercial or are y'all asking me a question?
We're back. This
Oh,
is the show.
I thought y'all were fixing to well, we have a new product for you.
No, we do all those after.
My God. I feel like I'm in a straitjacket. I
What?
feel like we're
What is
scaring
going-
each other.
That's a crazy thing to say.
I know, but
Why
y'all
is
are
that?
rapid fire too, and y'all are as rapid fire as me. Blake just sits there and is bored on my podcast.
Ooh, sounds like a hard sell.
She'll
Connie.
chime
I'll
in.
swing on over. I can fill in for her once in a while. We can have Louisiana chat.
That's my favorite thing about
We
it.
can talk about
Clutch.
cracklins.
That yum
Best Stop.
from Long John Silver. Oh, remember they would put those in your Long John Silver's little 2-piece.
Oh yeah, but then have you ever gotten from the Long John Silver where they just give you the
The
crunchies?
cracklins. That's what my friend called them. He called them cracklins.
Oh no, cracklins is the pork skin.
I
that
know
they deep
cracklins
fry-
are porkins, but he still called them cracklins.
Oh,
for
I
some-
love those. And
Maybe
then
it
there's
was-
kind of if you go to the Vallarta supermarket, they have chicharrones, which is kind of like a
Yes.
cracklin. If you put Cajun seasoning on it, it gives you the vibe.
Ooh,
It gives you the vibe,
nice.
but it's not the
nice.
same.
I do miss the food down south.
It's better. Oh, now my mouth is watering. Oh, mama wants to eat some fat.
I've been craving pork chops, like a fried pork chop.
Mm.
Wasn't there a dry? Oh yeah, there is a dry
Pork chop.
clean. I looked at you and I was like, wait,
Uh-oh.
you're a meatball.
They've been confused
Meatball
before.
pork
We haven't
chop.
called the same thing.
Well,
before,
remember when
and-
you were the deli? Speaking of that first time, I never got to do my St. Peter DeVille story. All right, so there was one night you talk about I paid you. I never paid anyone because I'm like, I'm not handling any money today. Especially it was like a Wednesday night. You know, that bar was not established yet.
No.
And I know they thought, oh, we'll book Connie. And then I'm like, honey, people will barely walk down the block for, it's like there's an area in Silver, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's where you attract. They're not following you because they know you're going to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll see you at the Eagle. They'll see you at.
But I
Ag Park,
remember
and they'll
one
see you at
night, Peter
Tavern Club.
went to pay everybody. And he was like, Quanny, because he would always call me, he would put like a little oi in there. I don't know why. Quanny, here's your money. And then he turned around and was like, oh my God, where's the money? The money! I was like, maybe we shouldn't talk about that. I didn't know she was sober now. I'm glad.
Yeah. I mean,
she
I think
loves
that
me.
there's-
We're sweet. We just
and you know
didn't
what,
belong together.
And if you want to see more of her, St. Peter DeVille, I think she still does. What was it called?
She just came back. House of DeVille,
House
right?
of DeVille is back, and they have a party, and they throw it at Kiso now. But they used to throw it at
Oh.
Mickey's in West Hollywood. I cannot remember the name of it.
Yeah. House
House of DeVille.
House of DeVille. Whorehouse.
Whorehouse.
That's what it was. But it was spelled
Oh,
H-A-U-S.
I did that show in at Mickey's.
At Mickey's, yeah.
That was
It's like it was
my first
fun.
gigs in WeHo.
And it was one of the first alternative shows in WeHo.
Yeah.
which was
a lot of
really
people
nice.
wearing stacks. You know,
Stacks, and then the House of DeVille necklace, which is like the fang.
So many of those.
Yeah.
Because and she was always
He,
like,
she,
I don't know.
we, it, they.
They. If they.
It's y'all
How do you
pronouns.
feel about the
are-
they, them?
I don't like any of it, to be perfectly honest.
Meatball, what have you done?
I'm just
Go
like,
on.
I mean, we're cool with all that. You know
I'm
what I
cool with
mean?
it.
I am perfectly, I don't feel uncomfortable sitting. You know what I mean? My problem is, well, listen up, guys. You don't know where this is going.
You
I
don't
feel-
feel
it feels like an
uncomfortable
insult.
sitting with her.
No, I'm saying
You're hairy too, bitch.
I know, but if you were to come into a group of Republican
Oh, yeah, no,
policymakers
this was
Yeah.
not
and
me.
go, no, with all the you will address me as I'm going, number one, why? Why do you give it? See, I don't like that. I want to go back underground. I didn't like when too many straight people were coming into gay bars. And now I feel like as what I've been seeing out there is a lot of people like, do not let them in queer spaces. It's not, and I'm going,
Oh.
because there comes, I believe, and again, I'm speaking in very general. It's nothing specific that's happened, but I liked when we were able to just kind of police ourselves.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I think that is a sentiment shared with a lot of people who generationally like went through very hard knocks, went through a lot of fighting for rights, and felt like these queer spaces were actually safe spaces, or at least unified as we are the other and we're coming together. And
Yes.
as gay identities were mainstreamed and commodified by
Mhm.
corporations, it doesn't feel so unique anymore. And things get really messy when they go, oh, well, we want to have our bachelorette party here, but we're not going to vote for your rights.
Thank
Yes,
you.
that's
And
where I'm at too. Because
Well,
at
and
my event, I'm okay with straight people being there.
me
I
too.
love it if they're there, but if they're there to support us, not if they've like,
not if they've come to the zoo.
yes, not if they've come to like watch us and like make fun of us, or just they're there and they're not respecting the energy of the space and they're making it about themselves. I don't like that.
And I think the challenge is there is so much nuance to identity across the board when you start to try to take um, identity politics of such small swaths of the population and make them the headline when it comes to legislation. It becomes wildly polarizing when, in fact, the legislation should just be like, should humans have
Yeah.
everyone have the
Does
same
everyone
rights?
have rights?
Yeah.
Cool. Does it matter what or how we refer to them? No.
Exactly.
And move on,
Yeah.
you know.
But it's this like it's that, and it's like, okay, now it's like listen, when your own family, you know what I mean? I always say, like, down south, raised in the church, I was raised very strict, and I'm sure if we delve, like, you know, I don't remember. My mother was very like, my brothers didn't have girlfriends. My brothers were really good looking. They were always voted, the cute.
You
I
used to
don't.
be good looking.
I was, but everyone knew I was a sissy. You know what I mean? So it was like, you're not gonna get like the cutest guy. I was always the wittiest, or
Wow.
you know what I mean? So there are those types of things. But it was this weird thing where I sometimes I can't relate to people being very accepting, because I'm like, man, there weren't a lot of people coming in my house. It was just like, it was us,
Uh,
and it was very strict. And in fact, the church, like the Southern Baptist Church of all places, was like an escape
Wow.
for me.
You sing in the choir?
Oh yeah, I loved singing in the choir, and I was a music major.
Joyful,
So
joyful.
you didn't hear my Cynthia Erivo at the top of the show?
Sounded more like a Nikki Blonsky to me, you know what I mean?
Nikki Blonsky, remember that airport fight?
yeah. Or she kicked the
wait,
girl in the
remember
in
the
the
girl-
cunt, right in the puss.
Wait, and wasn't she just trolling everybody on social media, going like, "Hey, Jamie Lee Curtis, love you"? Like, she was
Yes,
trying to make
after
a
that,
comeback.
She was trying to make a comeback.
But
and
wait.
then now she's like super popular on Cameo.
She
That
is.
wasn't shade. She is. And
Y'all.
there's a cameo video.
You.
Oh yeah, she goes, "Hey, it's me, Nikki Blonsky from the movie Hairspray. You can't stop an avalanche." And there's one where she's wishing someone a happy birthday and a tooth falls out.
No.
And then
See,
instead of
that's what
stopping,
my
instead
cameo
of
should
stopping
be.
and instead of stopping and starting over, she just keeps going. She just goes, "Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da," and there's clearly like a tooth missing.
Do you remember the girl from Top Model that she got in the fight that was with her at the airport? I can't remember.
It was
but
a top model girl that was with her. I thought it
Yes,
was her
okay.
family.
It was about season.
Family.
Oh, it was family?
No,
Okay, but there was something
you
else
would know
involved.
better than I would.
No, but remember this one season of Top Model, and there was this one black girl, and she had she had like a little orange kind of braided mop. And when it came to makeover day, no, it was this really pom-pom look. And she was so excited because it's like, makeover day. And then Tyra did that thing where she was like, "And we like you just the way you are, so we're not giving you a makeover."
Mm.
And you could tell, oh, this is going to be a problem. And then they had a photo shoot. It was season 3, where they all had to hold dogs, and keep the dogs in order.
no.
And they made her go last. And I remember she came in and they were like, "What's wrong?" "Y'all made me wait." And I just remember thinking, oh my God, that's the girl that was with Nikki Blunt. I was like, that must have been.
What a time.
That must have been a knockdown I just imagined that. Where's Ryan Murphy doing that story?
Well,
The
Nikki
he wants to
Blonsky
be on
Airport.
a Ryan Murphy show, right? Oh no, White Lotus.
She wants to be on White Lotus.
Oh my God,
She
she
was
is
like, "Mike
aiming
White,
at Mike
call
White.
me."
Yeah.
I love that.
I
for
would
her.
love that too, but I
Wouldn't
just
it be
remember the
amazing?
video where she's like beating the out of a girl and like her whole family.
Why doesn't she just go into mixed
Ooh,
martial arts or
UFC.
professional?
I
Like,
mean, her teeth are already loose enough.
Oh, right.
seriously.
And knock them right out.
Scared the out of her.
Kind of like Rocky. Gonna get her rocked.
All
Or
right.
like Sonia. Remember Sonia on Real Housewives of New York? She would always have that
Oh,
bottom
she had
tooth
that
that would
kid
come
that would
out.
keep on popping out. I love her.
That.
They were out one night dancing, and she was like flirting with a young guy, and her tooth popped
Tooth
out.
popped
And then
out.
she, instead of just like hiding it, she goes, "Oh no, my tooth, my tooth!" She's like holding it up, and I think Luann was like, "Girl, get it together." I love those women. I want to be one of them.
Now, do you know,
I want to vote for
also,
Trump and
I
just
think
drink
that
all day long.
see,
No.
that's the funny thing about that. Well, I would say a lot of Trump girls would watch Bravo, but I'm like, you guys realize all these women on these shows are
Yeah.
Republicans. It's like, it's interesting how a lot of eh, that it's being 10 or 15, no, 15 to 20 years into that reality TV. It's interesting, and I think this also happens across the drag race shows and all that, how it seems like it's devouring its own tail.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? And how now, if they were just like Nikki, not even Nikki Blonsky, because she was on Broadway, but like
No, she wasn't.
She
Sheena
was just in a
Shea.
movie.
She was just in the
Oh,
film.
that's
She
right.
was
I'm
in
sorry.
Adam
Oh my
Shankman's
God.
Hairspray.
Which I'm just gonna say for the word piece of the music in the original Hairspray, brilliant.
There was
I'm
no
happy.
music.
Yes, there was. It.
Well, no one
Goodbye.
no one sang a
No one
musical
sang-
theater
No one
song.
sings songs in
But
the
babe,
original.
Hairspray the movie is a
Yeah, the
musical the same way Flashdance, Footloose, you know, those are all musicals. No one sang in Flashdance. She danced. In Footloose, they danced. And in Hairspray, they danced. It's about a dance TV
Okay,
show. It's a
one,
musical. People just don't sing.
Look up what musical means.
Oh my God. No, that's a waste of time. I'm leaving.
But
Yeah,
did
now
you,
we have you for 30
have
more
you-
minutes.
I'm
you
not
seen-
doing this
have you seen a
today. Do you know
stage-
who I'm referencing when I do that?
No.
Whitney Houston.
I'm from what interview is that from?
Okay, remember the crazy reality show? Being
Yes,
Bobby
Yes.
Whitney and
Brown?
Bobby. Right?
I mean, it's embarrassing, kind of like the Farrah Fawcett reality show and the Britney. You know what I mean? It was like, ooh, there are problems.
The Paula Abdul
here.
reality show. That one was good.
Her at the airport with.
What
the
about her
bag.
getting the phone call that she was fired from like the Bratz movie or something on camera?
Oh my gosh, Paula.
Oh, poor
Okay, I
girl.
forgot. What was that? Who was I about to spill the beans on? We tangent.
We were talking about Hairspray.
Hairspray. Oh, wait,
No,
we had
you
a
were
great
referencing
tangent
Whitney-
going on.
Whitney Houston.
So it was on Being Bobby Brown. And remember,
I got
like,
you, girl.
Whitney would show, it seemed like Whitney would show up for a couple of episodes, but they were going through a hotel lobby one day, and this young girl, it was kind of scary because, you know, Whitney's just like walking, and then it was, and it was like a snake, you know what I mean? It was like a face off. And she was holding a little autograph or something like that. And Whitney just went, I'm not doing this today. And, you know, the little girl, it just confused. But I got it. Now, that's when I went, that poor woman, I cannot imagine. And then Bobby, remember talking about when she got constipated and he had to dig, as he called them, 3 little duty bubbles out of Whitney's ass. Are we allowed to talk?
Yeah,
That show
That
is
was
incredible.
disgraceful.
We should rewatch it.
When they're like dancing, they're like,
That's
what's
what we should
crazy
do a
about that
recap
is
show.
everyone was like, look how dysfunctional, and obviously all the like biopics are like they were just doing drugs together, and like
They
she
just
was
didn't know who she
closeted,
was.
and like
You know what I mean?
it was
Yeah.
It's like,
crazy.
They had no
she's
clue how
always
famous
been,
she
like,
is.
you know-
they were they looked like they were having a great
Yeah.
time for however dysfunctional it may have been.
And there was also that one, I didn't even really know Black Eyed Peas at the time.
Oh,
but
when they sing
there's-
Shut Up.
Wait, there's that great, because she's in the, I forget, the Escalade or something. And then she rolls down and she just looks at the camera crew and she goes, shut up, just shut up, shut up, shut up, just shut up, shut up, shut up.
Love it. Hey, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back after this.
And we're back.
Tina!
Bring me the axe.
Listen, Miss Ingrate, you'll do as mommy tells you, or I'll send you
Whoa.
to Catholic school where you belong. Right, Franklin?
Connie, how is the in Hollywood?
That's another
How's the
thing. Okay,
prolapse in Hollywood?
now hold on. Y'all are asking about retiring from drag. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, I'm pushing 60 at this point.
You look great for
Oh, I do. It's that Louisiana people just, I think it's because we had all that Bayou mud
Well, and
that
you're
just kind of
And
enveloped
also, you
us.
take care of yourself.
you
No, I
also have
don't.
been exercising your entire
No, I
life.
don't.
Are
I
you
haven't
kidding?
exercised since 2017.
Well, when I met you, you told me you were professional.
Yeah, you were
exercise
professional.
teacher.
Oh, I was. That was
what do they
probably
call
when
it?
we did.
Aerobics.
Do people know that I was the video hoe
Yeah.
in I see you looking. Well, that was
Well, now
about.
you're singing the Super
Now you're
Bowl
singing the
song.
Super Bowl
Oh,
song.
I'm sorry.
I see you looking. That's how it goes.
Okay.
Different. Yes, you were in one of my music
I had the
videos.
45, but I believe it went to out of the closet.
Yeah.
I'm in a studio. This 45 is taking up a lot of room.
Too much space.
But just getting older is weird. I don't remember what you asked me about.
We asked you about.
Yeah, when I first started doing Connie, when I was young and I worked in the fitness, I mean, and being in New York, it was so easy. It was great. LA from day one has always been weird. When I tell you, I can count on fingers how many guys have been like in my bed. It's not a lot. Just relationships.
Well, you don't like people in your house.
I mean, I don't mind, but because I've lived alone, I do find it very uncomfortable. I had a guy after the pandemic, when again, and that's the other thing. Everything kind of went to hell for all of us, but it's been hell trying to get this bod back, and it's still not
I think
back.
you look great.
Well, I feel fine, and I'm thankful for my health and everything, but working in that gay community, and again, this is also happening, when we talk about how we open up the gay clubs and everything. There was a weird thing when I never had problems meeting guys, but I never dated and I didn't do boyfriends because it just doesn't work. So I just kind of like forget about that
Me.
type of thing. Well, I just find it really weird. And then it's like someone wants to read all your messages on Facebook. And I'm like, this is not why I dated you.
Facebook.
Well, I know, because that's how long ago it was, and it was so it was just, it's just
So he was trying to
weird.
get
That's
into
weird to
your
want to
messages.
read all
and
of
you
your
said-
messages.
But
That's
look
weird
at all
behavior.
those Bravo shows with all those, or oh my God, the Love After Lockup shows where the guys get out of jail and the girls, I put a tracker on your phone, and I'm going, what?
That's not love.
Well, it's just crazy.
crazy.
That's heterosexuality. I mean, they just,
Well, the whole thing about
do you hate
cheating
straight
is
people?
No, I actually love straight people. All my straight friends left because see, I used to be the token funny gay guy at all this, you know what I mean?
Funny.
Which was cool. It was cool.
hilarious.
I loved that. But then you get around your gay friends and it's like every gay man thinks he is the funniest guy in the room. So, sometimes you have to have a good, have a good balance. Like
Yeah.
you're both loudmouths, but you balance each other and it's, but sometimes you can be.
Art imitates life. Funny gay guy.
Funny gay guy.
Legally blonde.
Well, it's, but it's like you can,
Bend and snap.
you can also be around, there are different people. There are like showrunners and people who write, and
Mhm.
then, like I used to hang around this group that, okay, and this just started annoying me for some reason. And I think it's more just because I'm just kind of an outsider. Like I say, we were raised kind of weird,
Mhm.
Idea just left me.
Showrunner.
Right.
Writers.
Oh, and it would be like, hey, we're all going to see Star Wars at the Cinerama. Are you in? Hey, the Force, and then everyone's got to make a Star Wars joke and it just becomes this thing of like,
Oh, yeah, I
oh my
don't
God, I'm like, I love pop culture. It's like I can't stop talking about it, but the cleverness sometimes just kind
You
of.
just
I
want
don't
it to
like
be
that.
you.
I think so because I'm comfortable in that, and when it's a lot, but being it's
You want to be the star.
I
You
want
don't want to
to-
be in a group full of people riffing.
well, it can be exhausting,
Uh-huh.
I like when
I don't have
when
a-
a group riffs, and I don't have to do any work. I can just sit back and be like,
What?
You can't help it, but you're like me. It's like we are big mouths and we kind of can't help ourselves.
No, I can help myself. I fully help myself. I go, I'm not adding
Okay,
to this. Like,
but-
good for you.
yourself.
I'll heart the ones that I like the most.
Let me ask you this: if you ever like say like you would come to a group that they know you as being like we know what to expect, and
Oh.
then you're not like that.
Oh,
are
I
they,
get that all the time.
Are you okay?
Yeah, they're always
are you
like,
not
you're
feeling
not like
well?
you're not like
you're
you
not-
are on the internet or whatever. And I was like, that's not what I'm here to watch. I'm here to get laughs out of you. I'm not here to make you laugh.
I want to see you do something.
You make me giggle here. I'm comfortable just sitting in the corner not speaking.
See, I just found a lot of them not funny, and then
Well, yeah, that's
a
true,
lot
but
of
then
them
you
they
gotta
would,
let 'em have it.
the ass lickers. Well, see,
You
that's
gotta go.
but see, then
Oh
you
my
find out
God.
that they can't take it, and then when that happens, it's like you have to apologize to some. It's like I'm not apologizing to anyone at a gay event. It's like get over it. I'm
no
like,
apologies,
so-
2025,
Again,
baby.
again.
Fuck you. Oh, I hurt your feelings?
No
Get over
apologies. That should be your next Love Connie show.
It's like don't hang around.
No apologies.
No
If-
apologies. The Love Connie.
No more drama. The Love Connie.
The hateration.
Yeah.